Message आला, this meeting is being live streamed म्हणून.
Good evening, everyone. Over to Rajgopal sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Vartak madam, and welcome everyone. A warm welcome to all of you on this wonderful monsoon evening. I'm Rajgopal Patil. I welcome you on behalf of Maharashtra Vruksha Samvardhini and Institute of Natural History Education and Research, Pune. It is an association with IQAC and the Department of Botany at Jhunjhunwala College, Mumbai. We are happy to have you all for this online session. Questions are very welcome. Quick housekeeping instructions. Let's take all your questions at the end and request you all to put your microphone on mute during the while the session is going on. So let's get started. We continue our series of online talks in memory of well-known botanist and conservationist Dr. V.D. Vartak in his centenary year. Last time I mentioned about his passion of collecting postal stamps and covers. And so there's something connecting that here as well. As you can see, the monsoon is right now in full swing with rains all over the country. And with the monsoon, we find a vibrant display of mushrooms and fungi in our towns as well as in the forests. So today we are going to explore the fascinating world of these remarkable organisms with a philatelic twist. Dr. Mukund Deshpande returns to our talk series, and he is going to take us through this very interesting topic. In our program, what Dr. Ajit Vartak will introduce our speaker, and Dr. R.M. Sharma will do the vote of thanks. So that is our plan, and I now request Dr. Ajit Vartak to introduce Dr. Deshpande.
Good evening, everyone. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce our guest speaker today, Dr. Mukund Deshpande, a renowned microbiologist and philatelist. Dr. Deshpande obtained his MSc in microbiology, PhD in biotechnology, and DSc in microbiology from Savitribai Phule Pune University. Since then, he has been working extensively on the use of fungi and fungal products in human healthcare and agricultural biotechnology. He successfully completed more than 35 research projects funded by national and international funding agencies. Dr. Mukund Deshpande has, to his credit, more than 170 research papers, reviews, chapters, 9 patents, 12 books, and a number of popular articles. 21 students obtained PhD degree under his supervision. He developed 3 technologies useful in agriculture for the pest and pathogen control and licensed them for his own startup, Greenvention Biotech Private Limited. He has received many awards for his work and service. Some of them are Professor K. Natarajan Memorial Lecture Award by Mycological Society of India in 2013 and Lifetime Achievement Award 2014-15 for his work in both basic and applied aspects of chitin and the enzymes which can modify fungal and insect chitin by Indian Chitin and Chitosan Society and MS Marshall Marine Products, Tamil Nadu. He is a passionate nature photographer. Additionally, he has been keen interest in philately. Since 1976, he is collecting postal stamps and related material. Interestingly, whenever he used to request authors all over the world for their research papers, bonus was of postal stamps from all over the world. When started working on fungi, he realized that this third kingdom is amazingly beautiful. And then, few years back, he started exploring them on stamps. In 2018, he organized 7th Indian Chitin and Chitosan Society meeting at National Chemical Laboratory, Pune. During this meeting, a special cover was released, which is the only special cover on fungi in India till date. In 2021, he published Mycology and Mycotechnology on postal stamps in Current Science, India's premier scientific journal. Probably this was the only article related to philately published in Current Science. Today's presentation philatelic mycology will be of great interest to both mycologists as well as philatelists. With this short introduction, now I request Dr. Deshpande to deliver his talk. Dr. Deshpande, sir.
Okay, thank you, Ajit, for kind introduction. Straight away, I will start now the presentation. Share काय करायचं. झूम नका गेली अगं तू इकडून ये ना काय बिघडतंय तू इकडे ये हे इथं शेअर आता हे कर फुल स्क्रीन असू दे म्हणजे ठीक ओके can you hear me properly?
Yes.
Yeah, and can you see the presentation also?
Yeah, absolutely, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you so much.
Full screen.
Now, because of Ajit, I thought that maybe, I mean, all the time he was pressurizing me that I should talk about this mycology and mycotechnology on postal stamps. So finally, I decided that yes, I should talk with you about how this third kingdom is important as far as the philately is concerned. Mycology, earlier we used to say that mycology is a branch of botany. In fact, fungi are more closely related to animals than to the plants. Number of things are there where we can say that, okay, fungal organisms can be worked under in the discipline microbiology. In fact, I found that the most of the time when we studied microbiology long back in 1971, that it was only medical bacteriology. We did not study that time the fungal organisms per se, because the concept was like that common mass classification fungi are pathogenic to plants and bacteria to human beings, and so it should go under plants. Fungi have cell wall. Animals, they do not have cell wall. So, and plants also have cell wall, but the plant cell wall is made up of cellulose and fungal cell wall is made up of chitin. And now, because of that one, it has been suggested that it should be a separate kingdom. So, the organisms which have chitin in the cell wall, chitin means N-acetyl glucosamine polymer in the cell wall, they are classified as fungi. So now this is the broad-based or the specific definition for the fungal organisms. Now around 100,000 species that have been seen, and the estimated number is very high. It is 5.1 million fungal organisms must be present on the earth. This is second largest group on earth. Insect is number one. So usually when with one plant species, we can see that 6 fungal organisms are connected. Now, I would like to give a little brief introduction about the fungi, because this will give you the idea that why this topic, mycophilately, is important. These are eukaryotic organisms, and of course, they have chitin in their cell wall. That's why they are distinct from other organisms. Saprophytic usually, glycogen is primary food storage. And the important point is that though they are eukaryotic organisms, other eukaryotic organisms have different nuclear division. In mitosis, usually, can you hear me properly?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yeah. During mitotic division, mitosis, we find that in other eukaryotic organisms, usually the nuclear membrane disappears. But in case of fungi, it is quite unique that the nuclear membrane always remains intact. And that's why these organisms are considered as different kingdom, that is the mycota. Now, why I'm interested in this? Because more than 60% of present day biotechnology is with fungi. You just give the name of the organism, I can tell what is the application, or you tell me the application, I can tell the name of the fungus. So it is more than 60% and of biotechnology. And unfortunately, in universities, under biotechnology, they are not teaching fungal organisms. I'm very sorry to hear this one. Actually, earlier when we had one meeting in biotechnology, that time that we are not teaching fungi per se in biotechnology. And that time in Pune University, when Professor Gade was a vice chancellor, he saw to it that we should have fungal biotechnology, and I used to give talks on 13 lectures on fungal biotechnology. Another aspect is that these are the excellent models for developmental studies. Most of the time we use only E. coli, that is the bacterial system. But in this case, we find that there are specific eukaryotic models like Saccharomyces cerevisiae, that is yeast, Neurospora crassa, Aspergillus nodulans. All these organisms are now useful models for the developmental studies. Rather, uh, these are also useful transformation host. Watson, who is Nobel laureate, in his molecular biology book, what he has mentioned that if you want to solve any problem with mammalian cells and the yeast, common sense tells us that we should use yeast as a system to study development. Human Genome Project that is supported by Yeast Genome, and about 1,000 different fungal species are plant pathogenic. And in case of human beings, now we see the secondary infections in immunocompromised patients. And even in biological warfare, histoplasma, ergot fungus, that is Claviceps fusarium, are also being used. So this is the overall information about the fungal organisms. So now this is biodiversity of fungi. We can see that fungi on fungal organisms, that is mycoparasitism, we can say. Fungi or animals and insects, that is entomopathogenic fungi. Soil fungi, of course, they are there for the degradation of different organic matter. Mycorrhiza, this is one of the unique group which is nowadays in agriculture. It is important, and most of the farmers are requesting for mycorrhiza. Then we can have number of fungal organisms on the phyloplane, that is on the either fruits or on the leaves, and also in the root zone also. And in case of just about the phyloplane, I can say that we have 6 grape varieties in India, and we are isolated. Rather, I had one project and we isolated almost 135 different yeast species from different 6 grape varieties. So this is the richness of the fungal organisms on earth. Fungi on litter, fungi on dung, fungi on plants. So you will see that this is the fungal biodiversity and they are everywhere. So mycology and mycotechnology and philately, that is the study of postage stamps, are rarely connected, unfortunately, in some countries, and India is one of them. So we do not have a single postal stamp of the fungal organism per se. And that's why I thought that this is the opportunity for me to maybe do some canvassing about the fungal organisms. Now, philatelic mycology can raise awareness of different facets of fungi. And these facets are important for the human welfare. Fungi are photogenic. Just now we were seeing that the different mushroom photographs, and they are marvelous, and they are from the forest. So they are very photogenic. And in addition to that, most of the thing that they have physiological wonders such as luminescence. There are over 80 species of bioluminescent mushrooms found on Earth. And this is one area where we can see that philately or the postal stamps are there from different countries on the bioluminescent mushrooms. Now, stamps depicting fungal organism highlighting the problems and prospects posed by fungi in nutrition and health, in agriculture, in engineering, and in ecology. So you will find that the different areas are being tackled by the philately or by the post offices. uh, for the stamps of fungal organisms. Many countries have issued thousands of stamps. India, in spite of having rich heritage of fungal diversity, lags in this respect. And this is my major concern, that we should have something, at least few stamps. I'm going to talk about this later. Now, I just want to make the mention of this one person, that Brian S. Luther. This person has written several articles from different about the postal stamps, of the fungal postal stamps, in the journal like Spore Prints. And he used to write about the different countries, how they have identified these fungal organisms for postal, what are the criteria they have used, etc. So it is not just that the beauty of the organism, it is some logical thinking has been done to select the fungal organisms for the postal stamps. Now, most of the time we find that there are some three basic criteria of fungal organisms on stamps that the people who are collecting. Fungi as the main illustration, it is on the stamp. Mushrooms in the design of the illustration, that I'm going to show you some couple of examples of that one, that they are not the main stamp, but they are there in the illustrations, and stamps depicting or relating to Dr. Alexander Fleming. So it is not mushroom. The Dr. Alexander Fleming has worked on penicillium. For the production of penicillin, and though this was the accidental discovery, it has been appreciated everywhere. And just to give you little additional information, that Dr. Alexander Fleming got Nobel Prize, but initially he did not. The Florey chain, who solved the structure of penicillin, they insisted that the penicillin, this is the first observation by Dr. Alexander Fleming. So we want to share our Nobel Prize with Dr. Alexander Fleming. And so that's why Dr. Alexander Fleming got the Nobel Prize. So, and we'll find that most of the countries except India, they have stamps of Dr. Alexander Fleming. I mean, don't, I'm not very critical or criticizing Indian Post or something like that. I'm criticizing the mycologists who are working in India. Now, the first 5 stamps about the fungal organism purpose. China has issued in 1894 3 basidiomycetes fungi. Ganoderma is one of them, and you will find that this is the enlargement of the first stamp. Can you see the cursor? Do you see the cursor? Hello? Can you see the cursor moving?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here you will find that it is the Ganoderma which is present. And so, I mean, this is the Dr. Luther's identification. He used to screen all the stamps very minutely, and he could get the exact information of the fungal organisms. So now Ganoderma is the first organism which is medicinally important. So this is the fungus which appeared in 1894 in China stamp. Hungary, another country where we find that here it is the mushroom. You can see that the mushroom is present on this stamp. In Japan, they have stamp for the beer production actually, but you can see that these are the Saccharomyces budding cells. So this has been identified by the Dr. Luther. And then fourth country is Yugoslavia. In 1954, they have stamp featured a male red deer, and you will find on the tree, the back side, I have made the circle so that you will find that there is a fungal organism, and which may be just a second. Which could be the Ganoderma. Now, the first criteria which we are always thinking is that the beauty, that the photogenic appeal of any organism which is appearing on the stamp. We are not talking about human beings. But in case of these organisms, for the first fungus appeared in Romanian stamp, that is the Microlepipta procera, and this is the stamp which is present, and several countries afterwards. This is the umbrella stamp, that is, we can call it as edible parasol mushroom, and this is edible, and several countries except India have released stamps on mushroom as they are visible and extremely photogenic and omnipresent. So I really don't understand such type of beautiful organisms are still waiting for their turn to come on the Indian postal stamp. Now I am giving this. This is a big write-up. I mean, you need not worry for the write-up, but some highlights I want to give, that how post office interacts with the experts and respects the decisions. Here I have given couple of names. That the one is the Dr. Fuller, and another one is a concept secretary is the Brenda Doyer. So they interacted with each other. More than 5,000 different species are present in Ireland, and then they wanted to select few fungal organisms. So they had lot of screening, and these experts, they decided only 4 organisms. One is the parasol, that is just now you have seen on Romanian stamp. Why? It is very much archetypal toadstool, taking its name from its shape, which resembles umbrella. That is the Fuller has given the description, and how the species is common from late summer uh, in the and in the soil. And you will find, just now we were talking about the fairy ring structures. That means you in the forest you will find that the most of the these umbrellas are in a ring form, and the mycelium is connected under from the under the soil. Second is the mycorrhizal fungus. Again, it is one of the important fungal organism nowadays in agriculture, because it is nothing but the extension of the plant roots. And these mycorrhizal organisms, they take a lot of nutrients, etc., and then they transfer these nutrients to the plant. And this is important organism. These are important organisms. Then pink wasp cap. We find that there are threat in habitat loss. So which is the organism you can have as an indicator? So this serves as an indicator. And scarlet elf cup was chosen for a souvenir miniature sheet because this is a cup fungus, and it is having the spores which are ejecting from the what should I say, from the cap. And such type of organism earlier I worked on, that is the Conidiobolus coronatus. This is the zygomycetes fungus, and this fungus also, it is present in cow dung, and this also shoots off the spores from the um, from the mycelium, or the from the conidiophore, we can say. So these are the 4 different fungi they identified after screening 5,000 different fungal organisms. And uh, these are the fungal organisms that photogenic appeal, or then the significant fungus plant relationship, then indicator of habitat loss, and fourth one is which ejects puff of spores with puffing sound. So this is the way all the mycologists they interact. It is not that the organism which I have identified should be there on the postal stamp. These are the criteria which they have used in Ireland. Now, it is not only restricted to the of the different colorful fungal organisms on the stamps. Again, the author, this Brian Luther, he found that there are 4 stamps from Malaysia of the these mushrooms. And on the 4th stamp, that is what they call it as coral fungus, Ramaria. This how this whether this identification of this organism is correct or not. Then he consulted his supervisor, professor, and he asked him that, okay, whether this is correct, the correct identification or not. And then this is the lignoculus species, present in Malaysia. And afterwards, somebody has mentioned that it may not be correct, this identification, but okay, I mean, we can correct identification of the species. Maybe we can restrict to the genus, that Ramaria. So it is here, it is mentioned only SP. That is a species. So this is the way people study the postal stamps. It is not only the uh, beauty of the stamp, but it is the biology of the organism is also important, and the identification, the taxonomic significance identification is important. Iceland, all these countries, they have the stamps, and Iceland, they have issued 12 mushroom stamps. And most of the fungi shown on these stamps are mycorrhizal. This is another thing. That means the mycorrhiza are definitely appearing on different fungal or different postal stamps from different countries. And here in India, our farmers are also using mycorrhiza, but still this organism is waiting for its appearance. So here I'm just giving little information about what are the mycorrhiza, what they do. They increase the longevity of the feeder roots because the plant roots can reach up to some deep into soil, not very much. But then the fungal organisms, they have their mycelium. There are two types of mycorrhiza. One is ectomycorrhiza and endomycorrhiza, and these mycorrhizal mycelium, this absorbs the different elements like phosphorus, zinc, copper, or sulfur, calcium, Fe, Mn, chlorine, chloride, bromine, bromide, and nitrogen. So these are supplied to the plant by the fungal organism. So this two, and another thing is that they also enhance the water uptake in plants, and for the stress relief, these fungal organisms also they work, and even they work for the to release the stress about the high salt concentration. So everybody knows, all scientists, they know these features, those who are working with mycorrhiza, and the postal department also is very keen in understanding the biology and in understanding the application and the function of the organism. So this is the way, and in their booklet, this information is present. What they do, they along with the first day cover, they have some booklet, and in that booklet, this information, which is screened and written by mycologist, renowned mycologist, is present in the that booklet. Uh, Now you will find that in Netherlands also they have different fungal uh, stamps, and but the important why I have taken this, because you will find that the different parts of the life cycle are about the different species are decorated in the border. So this is the beauty of this sheet, that okay, I mean, on the stamps, these fungal organisms are there, but how their life cycle is going on, and what are the different morphological forms are present, that one they are giving. So these stamps are important as far as the they are from Netherlands. Now Great Britain has different stamps. Number one is the for endangered species. Now again, this is important thing. And when we talk about endangered species, we are talking about eventually the habitat. So these are the first stamp is in 1998. They have this about the endangered species. Uh, that is Boletus, Devil's Bolete, they call it as. Then another stamp which they have is of Penicillium colony, and that is for the Alexander Fleming. So this stamp is Alexander Fleming is appearing everywhere in most of the countries. Then third thing is that the Penicillium roqueforti, that is cheese. What is the role of penicillium? It is involved in the cheese production, and Penicillium roqueforti. So they have this type of stamp in Great Britain. Then they have five stamps of five morels, which is for commemorating uh, tw- two, 200th anniversary of the British Linnean Society. So these are the different stamps which are they have mm, published, we can say. And the booklet cover, it is quite interesting that the booklet cover shows, this is booklet cover, shows a scene of food in a kitchen with five stylized edible mushrooms on it. So these are the edible mushrooms which are present. So this is the booklet cover. So you will find that the people are thinking very minutely for the mm, for the postal stamps as well as the publishing booklet, etc. Now, this I am comparing with the mushroom morphology. Czechoslovakia is one of the countries which is very particular about the fungal biology, fungal morphology per se. And their stamps are graphically perfect because morphological features of mushrooms were depicted correctly. So these are the different mushroom caps, we can say, and cap shapes and cap margin, cap surfaces, etc. So these mushrooms are mushroom morphology has been studied very well in using Czechoslovakian stamps. So for education purpose, we can certainly use Czechoslovakian stamps because they are biologically or morphological, they are very correct. Now, here I am giving three examples of again mushroom stamps, but it is only one organism, that is Amanita. Amanita is supposed to be toxic, but there are certain Amanita species which are edible. Certain Amanita species are deadly poisonous and certain are toxic. Okay, so I am giving three examples and three stamps from different countries. One is Afghan post, then that is for edible mushroom, that is Amanita fulva. Then this is from Lao, 1985. This Amanita muscaria. It is for the toxic Amanita species and deadly poisonous from Poland. This is Amanita plant. So again, you can see that this is the way um, uh, uh, post office and mycologists they think, and this is important as far as the collection of the mushroom. In Europe, we will find that the most of the people they have their one book with them and they go to forest and try to collect the different fungal organisms. So they should know, and that's why post office is trying to educate people that which type of Amanita are edible and which you should collect. So this is the main contribution of post offices. Now termitomyces, this is one of the important fungus in most of the African countries, and this termitomyces titanicus. You can see that it is the largest mushroom, around 1 meter diameter, and in most of the time the mushroom size is around 2 centimeter or maximum 3 centimeter. But here this is diameter is quite big, and this is edible mushroom. So this termitomyces has been featured on postage stamps from several countries uh, from African continent. These stamps often highlight the cultural and economic significance of termitomyces mushrooms, especially as food source. The mushroom is seen as a symbol of growth and prosperity by Namibians and is highly valued in Namibian culture. So you can see that how post office is giving importance to their cultural activities of the culture of the specific country. Bioluminescent fungi, just now we mentioned about that one, that there are 80 species of bioluminescent mushrooms, and oxyluciferin is the compound which is important in bioluminescence. Different countries have this bioluminescent fungi in their brochure. They mention about some specific biochemistry, that how this luminescence occurs, etc. And the first postage stamp showing a fungus with bioluminescent qualities is again from Romania. It is Armillaria. Then there are other fungal or bioluminescent fungi also by uh, mm, fungal stamps are published by Bulgaria, France, Hungary, Tanzania, Uganda, etc. And important point is that these are this genus that Phalotus, I don't know really. I mean, I have not seen this type of organisms, but anyway, this is a toxic or poisonous mushroom, and that's why, and as also it is bioluminescent. So it is giving the importance to the two characteristics that it is a poisonous mushroom, and another one is of the bioluminescence. Vietnam also released one postal stamp. Then Malaysia, they have different bioluminescent fungi present in the forest. And Samoa, they have also published release one postal stamp on Mycena. This is again bioluminescent fungus. United States, they have they have their own ideas and what should I say, ways to express themselves. Here we are talking about meters, they are talking about foot still. They are talking about pound, here we are talking about kilograms. So in most of they want to have something different. So penicillin stamps, they have. This stamp, they published for the Alexander Fleming. But this is the scanning electron microscope. It is not colored one. Actually, penicillin is not this much colored, but they have their own way to express themselves. So they have publish this type of or release this type of penicillium stamp for to give respect to Alexander Fleming. The first stamp mushroom appeared on one stamp in 1987, where this is they published wildlife 50 different stamps about the wildlife, and two basidiocarbs of Hypheloma are present here. But this is not the main mushroom stamp per se. It is present in that picture. But main stamp, that's why they have published recently in 2018. That is the Mycena. This is the fluorescent fungus. So they have published. It has given importance to the fungus very late. But anyway, we find that at least they have published one specific stamp for the mushroom. This is Mycena, which is bioluminescent. Canada, it is again the second largest country in the world, has several different official postal stamps which are illustrating the fungal organisms. And they have sheet also. In that one, you can see different mushrooms on the stamps. And even on the first day cover, you will find that what they are doing, they are having the stamps of mushroom and the uh, what should I say, sketches there for the to see the specific morphology of the organism. So on the first day cover, they have this type of sketches along with the stamps. And one more stamp again that just now we have seen in Great Britain, they have published one stamp for the cheese. So here also they have penicillium roquefort cheese, and this stamp is having the shape of the cheese cube. Alexander Fleming, most of the countries, they have given importance to Alexander Fleming, but now right now I am going to say that what are the morphological features of penicillium. There are two different organisms, which is the comparison of these two organisms is always important. One is Aspergillus and another one is Penicillium. Both are ascomycetes fungus, fungi we can say, classified under Deuteromycetes. And for example, Aspergillus, this is the structure. It is vesicles is present, and we can find that the sterigmata and the conidia as this food cell. In case of penicillium, you will find that the phyalites, medulla, these are the phyalites which are present. Then this is medulla and this is ramus, and the structure is like palm. So uh, these stamps are giving importance to the penicillin structure also. So you will find that in addition to the significant contribution of Alexander Fleming, the post is giving importance to the structural features, because this is not Aspergillus, this is penicillium. And even countries like Congo, Maldives, and Mauritius, they have released different stamps for Sir Fleming and penicillium, and also for penicillin. And again, I don't want to repeat the same sentence again, that we have not even taken, we have not thought about Alexander Fleming any time. So mycotechnology in philately, you will find that the Alexander Fleming is there. Another thing is that the after discovery of penicillin, alcohol fermentation, you will get that one. Cheese production, you can see that these are from the different countries, of course, France and other. Then plant pathogenic fungus. So this is Microsporium canis. So this stamp is also important to show the, no, sorry, human pathogens and plant pathogens. You can see that this is from Tuvalu. This is the plant pathogenic fungus which has been shown, and pollution indicator is also there. Uh, that lichens. Just now Ajit mentioned about this chitin chitosan society conference, and we release one cancellation stamp, that is this organism is Benjaminella poitras, and it has a lot of chitosan in the cell wall. Number of stamps are there for the beer production, and the first stamp is of course from the 1942 by Nazi Germany, and you will find that to honor different Nazi sympathizers, they have published, they have released different stamps, but you will find that different countries have all these beer stamps, etc. Pollution indicator, just now I mentioned about the lichens, are important sulfur dioxide pollution indicators. So this MAN, this is self-governing British Crown dependency MAN. They have released the stamp at Usnea articulata, and Ascomyces fungus, also known as, of course, it is lichen. And one of the areas in MAN, that is Iris, has a specific biodiversity of rare lichens. And that is, according to me, is important, and different lichens are present in that area. So just to show that our country is pollution free, they have released these stamps. So this is one of the important aspect, that lichens are pollution indicators. Fungi in ecotourism. This in 1989, this country, Tuvalu, they have released different stamps from the of the fungal organism. Earlier, they have mushroom published, or sorry, released different stamps in 1985, 1986, 1988, 1989, 2021. So they have different mushroom stamps released for different years, and this is because they try to promote their tourism with the help of this mushroom or mushrooms. Ganoderma and all these organisms are there. Ganoderma is, for example, antioxidant. It is having medicinal properties. Then white rot fungus. Then we have forestry root rot fungus. Then we have gray leaf spot fungus, brown leaf spot fungus. Schizophyllum communae is important model organism. Just now I mentioned about the model organisms like Saccharomyces cerevisiae, Aspergillus, like that. Schizophyllum communae is also important model organism. Then Tramatis, this is for the lignin hydrolyzing enzymes, because usually in the plant cell wall we find the cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin. And for the lignin hydrolysis, we need to have the good ligninase enzyme or polyphenol oxidase. All these enzymes are necessary. So we find that this type of organisms are present. Traumatis is present there. But the highlight of this slide is that for reasons unknown, it is indicated that those stamps are available, they will not be posted to India. I really don't know why they have mentioned, but it is mentioned on their site that stamps are not available for India. So this is, I don't know why they have given such type of comment. So I thought that maybe you should be aware of this comment also. Austria, again, you will find that the Brian Luther, what he has done, just a second. No, I want to remove, sorry. Just a second. Okay. Oh no. Huh. Okay. So there was one international congress about the chemotherapy, and they wanted to show that penicillin tablet is important. Penicillin tablet is important, and as far as the as an anti-cancer drug. And that is, as it is mentioned, that this stamp shows a test on cancer, which is 100% incorrect. That penicillin is not anti-cancer drug or something like that. So this is the analysis what Brian Luther has made, and why I'm telling you all these things, because this is the stamp where you can see that this is the penicillium colony, not colony, actually it is the penicillin on the filter disc, and it shows that okay, bacteria are inhibited, and based on that one they are saying that it can be anti-cancer. But number of experts they have studied this stamp, and they are saying that no, it is not anti-cancer, this is the just penicillin tablet. This is how experts analyze the postal stamps and explain facts. So it is not always true, except that Czechoslovakian stamps, I can say that the morphological features are always correct. But sometimes this post offices also, mm, they are carried away by different terminologies, and they thought that maybe this could be a anti-cancer, etc. So I mean, but still experts are there, and they always give the right information. Now, about the first day cover also, they not first day cover, actually it is the postal card. They have again mushroom, which is present on that one. Now Greenland. Why I have taken this Greenland? Because Greenland is independent but part of the uh, kingdom, Danish kingdom. And the most of the Greenland is located in Arctic Circle, and more than 75% is covered in ice. There are some forests, and in that forest you will find that the mycorrhizal fungi are present, and also there are 700 species of macrofungi. So only for the 25% of plant, still they are studying different fungal organisms, and according to them, mycorrhizal fungi are important as far as the plant growth is concerned. So Greenland is also giving yes, releasing postal stamps. They have different book covers also. You can find that everywhere mushrooms are there. North Korea, they have also mushroom stamps. Most of the time, what they do, that they recycle old stamps and with new values. But still, they have these mushroom stamps, and these mushroom stamps are couple of times are recycled. Similarly, you will find that in Russia also they have recycling of the mushroom stamps. Now the you can see that the illustration outside these stamps on that sheet, that mushroom is also there, and here also you will find that the mushrooms are present. So even North Korea is having mushroom stamps. Now this is little close to my heart because this is from the Mexico, and the first fungal stamp depicting corn smut is Stelegomedis. It is from Mexico, and it is in 1988. It has been released. Actually, corn smut. These are the, you can see that the corn with the smut organism present on that one, but it is edible, and also it is delicacy, as well as it is having medicinal value. Usually, it is called as uh, Vitla Koche. Actually, the spelling is different, but it is delicious and has been eaten for centuries. Although the actual, uh, we can say that the mm, what should I say? Okay, I think I'll go to the next stamp. The native people of Mexico and Central America used fungi as well as plants and animals for ritualistic and ethnogenic purposes. It shows these merchants are with this. Here you will find that the mushrooms are there. So this type of stamp also they have released in Mexico. Why I am very touchy about Mexico, because I had been to Mexico a few times, and I had collaboration with one professor, Professor Ruiz Herrera, mm, on different fungus, that is Yarovia lipolytica, and it is for useful for the oil degradation. So uh, that's why I'm little more concerned about mm, this Mexico. Now, the last country is of course Bhutan. Now, actually, in case of Bhutan, it has been seen that the Bhutanese government first applied for the loan to World Bank, but they refused for the loan to the Bhutan. But one American person, entrepreneur, Bert Care Todd, he was close friend of Bhutanese royal family, and he suggested that why don't you release different postal stamps, which can you can earn a lot of money on that one. And major revenue is after 1973 of Bhutan is with the postal stamps. Now they have different types of stamps, a series of philatelic first circular coin stamps made of foil, 3D stamps, silk stamps, and even talking or the CD-ROM stamps. So they have different type of stamps, and this is their main economy now. And in 1973, they have issued a 3D set of mushroom stamps, and this is the main creativity, I can say, that from the Bhutan. Of course, some of the mushroom stamps are not familiar and without legends. So, maybe we have to study them differently for the biology per se. These are the first day covers from special covers released. When we tried, there was earlier in 2015, there was one Asian conference in Goa. So that time they released one first day cover, but some one mushroom basket is there. In NCL, we released one first day cover, and this is the fungus, as I mentioned, that Benjaminola poitrasi. This is the fungus with which I did lot of work, and rather my DSc degree, fungal differentiation degree, is based on this organism. And different types of you will see that the first day cover. So first day cover, cancellation stamps. Then we can have the postal stamps. We can have souvenir sheets. Then we can have brochures. So everywhere you can add different fungal organisms per se. Now, mycology, mycotechnology, and then mycologist. Number of times we find that there are some barriers of of releasing different stamps, that this person is not this from this country and that country, but here there is no barrier. you will find that these African countries, they have released stamps of the American mycologists, then the French mycologists. So there are no barriers. So mycologists and mushrooms under this category theme, they have published different stamps of the different mycologists. Then, for example, Robert Gordon Wasson, American ethnomycologist, he is there on the stamp. Then Arthur Henry Buller, he is mycologist in 2012, German mycologist. He's also on the stamp. So these are the mycologists, they are on the stamps, and these stamps often commemorate their significant contributions to mycology, plant pathology, and the study of symbiosis. So these are the things which are important. Symbiosis means a mycorrhizal association. Plant pathologies, of course, you know that most of the fungal organisms are pathogenic to your plants, and the general mycology, as of course the mushrooms, etc. Specifically, a stamp from Central Africa in 2012 depicts mushrooms alongside of Anton de Barry, highlighting his role as a founding father of modern mycology. And this is, he was not from, of course, African country. Now back to India. Not a single fungus or mycologist stamp has been released till date, I can say, from in India. Irony of the situation is that in 2001, Indian Post released a set of 4 stamps of corals, and one of them was Fungia horrida, looks like mushroom. So this is mushroom coral. So mushroom has appeared not as a mushroom, but as a mushroom coral. So that is the irony of the situation. There are 3 different societies or associations, we can say, in India: Mycological Society of India, Indian Society of Mycology and Plant Pathology. For they are functioning since 1973 and 1970 respectively, and recently formed Association of Fungal Biologists. Professor is Dr. S.K. Deshmukh. So, but still, though these associations or societies are working in India, not a single scientist has taken lead to have the postal stamp of in fungus. One of the reasons could be less awareness of significance of philately. That I realize in number of times I find that what is the significance? Most of the times people think that, okay, this is when I was a student in school, I used to collect some stamps, but it is not like that. Philately is important in education, it is important in research, it is important in spreading knowledge. But, or is there any apathy or lack of perseverance of Indian mycologists? That I don't know, but maybe we have to find out. There are certain candidate fungi now which we should be there on the postal stamps. Termitomyces, for example, this is the one, termitomyces. This fungus is important as far as the uh, economy of Goa is concerned. This is edible mushroom. The price is also very high because it is associated with termite. So it is edible as well as it is the associated, symbiotically associated with termite. So this is one of the important candidates, I can say, that for the postal stamp. Metarhizium, this organism, Metarhizium, is insect pathogenic fungus, and at present is being used in agriculture like anything. And Trichodema is another mycoparasitic fungus. It is also used as biocontrol as well as a biofertilizer fungus. So these 2 organisms are important from agriculture point of view, and maybe we can have these stamps, these organisms on the on the postal stamps. Then Xylaria hypoxylon, it is the luminescent fungus usually found in Western Ghats and deadwood. And Mycena is another fluorescent fungus, is found in Goa. So these organisms can be there, and we should try to see that okay, at least these fungal organisms. I am not saying that I am not working with these organisms. I am working only with my Metarhizium and Trichoderma. But these organisms can be there on the postal stamps. Mycologists who should have been there on the postal stamps. The father of Indian mycology is Sir Edwin John Butler. We don't have any stamp. And he has done a lot of work in India. Foundation, this is the foundation of plant disease and fungal research has been led by Butler, John Butler. Another person is Professor M.N. Kamath. He worked in Agarkar Research Institute. I had an opportunity, rather to see him in Agarkar Research Institute when I was doing an MSc. He was prominent Indian agricultural scientist and mycologist, and he authored number of books. And Handbook of Mycology is one of the important books. And you can identify different fungal organisms using his handbook. Then also he has published one practical plant pathology book also. So you can see different pathogens on that one, and the rust and the smut, which are important organisms which he has studied. But Professor M, even I could not find his photograph. So this is the situation you can see. Third person, I can say that the Tirumulachar, he was head of the R&D of in Hindustan antibiotics. Indian mycologist, microbiologist, plant pathologist, doing lot of work. He has done lot of work, and I had an opportunity to meet him once, and I had an opportunity to work with his nephew, Dr. M.C. Srinivasan, in NCL, and he is also one of the mm, dedicated mycologists, I can say. Dr. C.V. Subramaniam, a taxonomist, and he has also done a lot of work. Then I was just going through the internet, and I found that who is the most popular, I can say that mycologist. So I got the name T.S. Sadashivan. He has worked on Fusarium, but I don't know. I mean, maybe he has done a lot of work in plant pathology. He got his Padma Bhushan uh, from Indian government, but no chance of appearing on the postal stamp. I attended one conference in Mexico in 2015, and according to me, there are few mycologists who were there. For example, Professor Ruiz Herrera, I mentioned about this. I had a 10 years, more than 10 years association with him. We had one project on that Yarovia Politica. One of the main mycologists is Professor Bartniki Garcia. He's working in USA. He's still there. Professor Ruiz Herrera, 2 years back, he expired. Then Professor Centenary, he is from Spain. I want to talk about Graham Goodday. I started loving mycology because of Professor Graham Goodday. He's from Scotland. Then another person is, of course, Douglas Evilai. He is the person that who has commercialized one enzyme from Trichoderma rhizae. That is, he made one mutant, C30 mutant of Trichoderma rhizae for high cellulose production, and he is the person who has done a lot of work on Trichoderma. So, but he is no more. David Lloyd, he is the person who has worked on the biological clock using Saccharomyces cerevisiae as a model. He is still there, and he is still working, actively working in this field. So these are the people who can, and of course, in this photograph I am there, but I am not a mycologist per se. As dedicated scientist as these people. Uh, so these are the people who should be there on the postal stamps. Unfortunately, still they are waiting for their turn to come. Now these people are no more. Graham Goodday is also not there. Only Bartniki Garcia is there, and Sentendru. These two people, and David Lloyd. These are the people there. Now, I would like to thank Ajit Vartak. When he's the person who triggered this idea in my mind that I should have this first day cover for this conference. Then I had been to post office and then we made that first day cover. Unfortunately, I could not pursue for this stamp, postal stamp, but still I could have my organism, Benjamin Poitrasi, on the first day cover. And I think that is the main achievement I can say. And with that one, again, I have my laboratory where I have spent 43 years as a National Chemical Laboratory on the first day cover. So, and my passion about the chitin chitosan, that is also there. So, I mean, this is thanks to Ajit Vartak. And of course, thank you all for patient listening. If you have any comment or any queries, please let me know. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful journey across the whole world and view of their amazing mushroom and other fungi. So thank you so much for it. We will take the questions now, and but before we go, I just want to remind you all our next talk is going to be on Wednesday, 30th July, by Dr. Vijay Barve, and he'll be talking on butterflies. He's a well-known butterfly enthusiast. His title of his talk is "My Journey with Wings: Tales from Butterfly Research." Um, uh, and we will start the questions in a few moments, uh, and probably that can go on for a little while. But in the meanwhile, I would like to ask Dr. R.M. Sharma for his comments as well as vote of thanks, and then we'll take on the questions.
Well, thank you, Rajgopal. As usual, the lecture was very, very nice, very informative, interesting as well for even people like us who do not know ABCD of mycology, but we have learned a lot from this. So coming to the vote of thanks, I'm audible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I, on my own behalf and on behalf of Maharashtra Vruksha Samvardhini, INHER and Department of Botany, RJ College, Mumbai, profusely thank Dr. Mukund Deshpande sir for his very informative and interesting talk on philatelic mycology, or I have picked up this terminology from his presentation, mycophilately. It was very, very interesting, sir.
Thank you.
Further, I am sure our learned audience has been immensely benefited with this talk. Last but not the least, I thank the audience for their active participation in our ongoing efforts to bring different topics in this year-long series on late Dr. V.D. Vartak. Thank you. Over to Rajgopal for taking up questions, answers, and concluding remarks, if any.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. We have quite a few people who are philatelic, who are enthusiasts and philatelists. I see Ramani sir here, and anybody from that background, we would love to see some comments. It would be wonderful. Ramani sir, would you like to add your comments?
Thank you, Dr. Rajagopal. Actually, I have I joined a bit late. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, I attended the full lecture, presentation. I did attend. I just have a few comments. Of course, good. The thing that he talked about is that there are so many stamps which are issued by various countries, but unfortunately, India has not issued any stamp on fungi. This is, I think, a lacking phenomenon not only with the fungi but also with several other, groups of organisms. Not just our own. See, the thing is that we are so rich in biodiversity, but our philatelic representation needs to be really addressed. And I think I would like to tend to agree with him when he says that the people who are the experts in the field are really responsible for not coming up with ideas or thing. I mean, to give to the postal department to come out with stamps. I think this is a major problem. People who are experts, people who are working in the field should really make a proposal for coming out with stamps on their different fields. That I think is very, very important.
Can I add one thing here?
So
See,
maybe in this forum, if there are people who are working in different aspects of biodiversity, please, please go ahead.
see, my comment is that there is a lot of apathy. This is number one. They're mycologists. That even as you have rightly said, that for the different groups of different organisms, those who are working. Another thing which I find that my organism should be there on the stamp. It is not like that. Ireland, that is the example. That is not my organism. It is the organism which is the best representing the best feature.
Correct.
So if we think that way, then I think we can have different stamps of the fungal organisms.
Of course. So the thing is that the experts in different fields, should try and see how best our biodiversity can be represented on the stamps.
Exactly.
Biodiversity is one group I'm talking about. That is what I'm looking at. I'm not talking about specific group which is being worked by a particular person or whatever. Not the person, but it is the biodiversity should be represented, because there are other countries which are doing a wonderful job of putting up their biodiversity. So our biodiversity is so rich. We have such a rich biodiversity, and we are not very well represented on our stamps. And even whatever representations that have come out, most of them are with wrong identification, or just been picked up from the internet and put on the stamp. These kind of things which lacks the like you rightly said, that there are a number of them who would come up with booklets giving great details about each organism that is coming on the stamp, isn't it? So just like that, we should also be very, very careful when we are putting up our organisms on the stamp, and give correct information about it. Several times there are wrong identifications, wrong things are put on the stamp, and they are just picked up, which are biodiversity or stamps on some groups where the particular insect or the particular organism is not there in India at all, but it is there on our stamp. So such things also happen. I have examples of insects which are not there from India, but which have come on the stamps. With just with no name, nothing, no scientific name, nothing is there, but it is there on the stamps. So that way, I think that your lecture, and people who are instrumental in they should try and think how they can bring the experts into the field and see how stamps can also be released on this. Another question that I have got to you specifically is, you talked about termitomyces. Termitomyces is a fungi which is closely associated with insects. So I am an entomophilatelist. I collect stamps on insects. So that way I have looked at some stamps which have been released with the termite fungus. That is this Termitomyces schemperi, a particular fungus, along with the mound, from Namibia, and how it is associated with the termite that particular stamp has come. So those kind of details that several of these countries come out with is wonderful, really wonderful. And I'm also surprised we don't have any entomopathogenic fungi on stamps. Is it? Are there any entomopathogenic fungi on stamps? Nothing at all. Okay. So I mean,
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Ramesh Kumar from a sister laboratory, CSIR-NCL, Goa.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask, you have been saying that apathy or whatever, forget about mycology or whatever. It is not mycology alone. Across, for example, you said actually there is hardly anything on marine. If you look at actually anything you look at, I was a member of the 6th Indian Scientific Expedition to Antarctica. And whether it's oceanography or whatever, we didn't have anything on krill, for example, krill or whatever you look at. You name anything. There is hardly any stamp on any scientific things. Forget about any scientific things that we have hardly any stamps. Unfortunately, mostly it belongs to the political class or whatever, which is a sad thing. I personally feel, no doubt, because when I want to talk about scientists, we have only the good old days scientists. This one, we don't have any scientists actually on oceanography or maybe on meteorology. For example, because I have been working on the ocean atmospheric interaction, etc. So we have hardly any stamps. We didn't have a stamp on Kasim, for example, who led the first Indian scientific expedition to Antarctica. And we have a lot of meteorologists from Pune. And we don't have any stamps on the astronomers of India. Maybe we have only that Chandrasekhar Samanta or maybe Meghnath Saha. So such things are only that also. See, we don't have any stamps on Indian scientists, especially whether it's in astronomy or maybe meteorology or maybe earth sciences. Only stamp on geologists actually D.N. Wadia. There have been a number of scientists in geology. So we need, as you correctly mentioned, we need more and more stamps on scientific themes, scientific literature.
Yes.
And what basically most of the time what we do is actually we try to do a special cover, which is a feasible thing. But nowadays they have also increased the charges. So the mycology which you said, and the NCL you had actually a postcard. I got the postcard of actually NCL, which is incident of all the Pune things. So at the most we can have only a postcard or a special cover. Getting a stamp is actually a Herculean task. Let me put it that way. It takes a few years, sir, not 1 or 2 years, a few years. At the end of the day, we are not sure whether it will be published or not. Just as
Ramesh Kumar, we should make a beginning. Now we should make a beginning. Somewhere we should make a beginning, isn't it? Somewhere we should make a beginning.
I will ask you, where will you make, sir? Ramani sir, where will you make the beginning? You tell me. I'm ready to do that. I'm ready to do a stamp.
Correct. That's what. We should.
Sir, let me tell you, I wanted to do a couple of stamps on actually Mario Miranda, which actually he's actually one of the foremost. 100 years is going to happen next year, 2026. Who will do that? Let me tell you. His sons or this or what? See, when you say it is, see, let me make it another way. I wanted to make actually stamps on series of people and even a special cover. To get a special cover or a stamp is not easy, sir. Even special cover, it was 25,000. Now they have just doubled it and made it to 50,000. So I got, let me make it very clear. I got actually 2 of the former directors of NIO done through CMFRI director of Cochin, who was actually a student at NIO. I got it done during the Periyar PEX. That's Dr. N.K. Panikar and Dr. Kasim. So similar way, I got 3 covers actually on Indian meteorologists. Dr. Ms. Annamani, Professor Anandakrishnan, and Professor Pishardi. To get that, we have to see, it is not easy, sir. You may say, I have been doing, it's not that I am not doing, I have been doing on 3 Indian meteorologists, I already did. So Indian oceanographers, doyens of this one I already did.
Can I give the comment? Actually, we should have some association or society behind us. For example, I mentioned about the Mycological Society, etc. So if that society takes lead, then I think it is possible. So individually they don't entertain.
I will answer that, sir. We have actually an Indian Meteorological Society, we have Ocean Society of India, but then most of the people don't have any clue. Let me put it that way. They don't have a clue of philately and its outreach. That's the main thing. So they will say, why you need a special cover? Why do you need a stamp? I'll put it that way. So they don't have a clue. See, basically, at the most, you can have only a special cover. You cannot have a stamp. It's an impossible event because you have to purchase 1 lakh stamps, which itself costs some 5 lakhs. Who will do that? You think any society, like say Ocean Society of India or your Mycological Society or Indian Meteorological Society, will they do that? No. The answer is straight away no. They have zero interest in philately. Let me put it that way. Ramani sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I will stop here. It's not that this one, but
no, I think we will give 1 session for this type of discussion.
Okay, Vartak,
problem in philately.
So no, because nothing against this one, but I personally felt the agony of actually, as you said, no, as Deshpande sir has correctly mentioned in the beginning. See, basically, as you said, unless and until there is somebody to promote. Basically, the promotion is needed at the highest level.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sorry for.
We all share that pain and that frustration, because as you said, even in the scientific community, there is not enough awareness.
Exactly. That's the point which I wanted to stress. See, for example, we should have actually some scientists pictures coming into picture. See, even Indian women scientists, we didn't have a stamp on Miss Annamani, or there are n number of women scientists. I'm not just telling one. There are n number of women scientists. We had a special cover during Nashik. We had actually on Anandi Ben Joshi, the first female doctor. So very difficult to get.
So because I think
Jain Narlikar, for example, astronomer.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's just amazing that we don't even honor them, because I think even in scientific community, most of the way countries honor is they look at is only
exactly.
Because this is absolutely another great way to honor them, and I think it has been
exactly that. That's exactly what you said is true, sir. Basically, the main thing is actually it is just not only honoring. Unfortunately, most of the philatelists are actually old senior citizens, or maybe retired. So we don't have much of a voice, unfortunately.
I hope all of this gets mended sometime very soon. And I hope all the discussions here are happening sometime will coalesce in a future, as Deshpande sir said, probably an association across the various scientific
disciplines. Very true.
Just for awareness and pushing these things and honoring, especially because of scientific achievements, and we shouldn't be demeaning
Exactly.
And they have to be honored and they have to be showcased. This. So thank you all, everyone, and absolutely.
Rajgopal sir, Ramu here.
Yes, sir. Ramu sir, absolutely. I was going to ask.
Sorry, Deshpande sir, thank you for the wonderful presentation. I would like to add two things. One is there is a special cover which is released on Leslie Coleman. Apart from the Butler, Coleman was also one of the leading mycologists. The last year,
not from India, no?
Huh?
Not from India, has not released.
No, India. The special cover was released in
special cover, not stamp.
Not stamp.
Special cover that it is there.
Last year it was released in Karnataka Circle on dedicating to Leslie Coleman. That's one. And fungi is one of the oldest themes in philately, where a dedicated catalog was released way back in 1980s. Fungi, there is a collector club, even in American Topical Association. There is a special set of people who are collecting only on fungi. This is the second point. And third point, when it comes to the commemorative stamp, as Dr. Ramesh said, in 2014, India wanted to release a stamp on crystallography. So the Professor Desi Raju from Bangalore took the initiative and introduced the stamp from entirely funded from the individual department. About 5 lakh rupees are now, as Dr. Ramesh Kumar said, but at that time he wanted 20 rupees stamp. So he spent about 20 lakhs and he got it released on the crystallography. Like that, the individual associations have to take a lead. There is an option. Nowadays, there is another option. Apart from the special cover, there is a commemorative, the My Stamp, the marketing. That is around 2 lakh rupees or something like that. If you spend, you get that My Stamp.
Ramu sir, it is 12 to 15 lakhs corporate. My stamp is actually 12 to 15 lakhs.
No, 2 lakhs for the normal one. Okay, the corporate, the entirely this one is 12 to 15 lakhs. That is dedicating the entire stamp itself. Other than that, the commemorative stamp, it is around 5 lakh rupees.
Oh, commemorative stamp
is 5 lakh rupees.
Because I used to put actually for Kasim and Panikir, I did a My Stamp and put the
My Stamp, that is 300 rupees.
No, My Stamp I did for 12 or whatever. I made it myself and got it done. And
that is the easiest option.
Which we can do, sir. That's the only thing which
Thank
we
you,
can
sir.
do at our level.
This is what I just wanted to add it up.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ramu.
Just to add what Ramu was talking about, and I think it's way back in 1981, if I remember right, there was a stamp released on when the international conference on apiculture was conducted here in between Delhi and Bangalore. 80, is it?
81, sir. 80 or 81?
81. That's 1981. That's what I said. 1981. The stamp as well as the first day cover was released on when that international conference on apiculture was held. That also was a tremendous effort which was taken up by one of our senior professors, Dr. Channabaswanda, who took up this job.
It was like a Bhagirath Prayat.
It was a big job. It was a big job. And he managed to come out with a stamp as well as a first day cover when that international conference on apiculture was held. So what I'm trying to tell is, the effort of individuals or effort of, some people to come out with something like this is really tremendous. But that effort maybe is lacking in some of us, and that is why these things are happening. That is what I wanted to highlight.
Last to add that Ramani sir's colleague, Dr. Malik, has a archives of Leslie Coleman in Bangalore. If anybody is interested in mycology, so they can visit the Bangalore archives.
Yeah, Bangalore archives in the NCBS. You have an archive of Leslie Coleman there in the archives of the NCBS, National Center for Biological Sciences.
Yeah, that is very enlightening, very interesting, Ramu sir. And Ramani sir, thanks everyone for your comments. It has been a very interesting conversation going on as well. And I can see many people commenting in chat box as well who have enjoyed this talk and also mentioned some of the points that we all talked about after the talk as well. And there have been, Amruta Karkare has also mentioned that, using stamps as an educational thing and explaining the differences, using it to explain the differences between algae, fungi, mucor, and applications and utility of fungi. So there are a lot of such wonderful topics that can be taken up, and I hope someday it will happen here or abroad, and that will be something we have to watch for. I think this has been a wonderful session. Dr. Deshpande, thank you so much again, and remind you everyone to join us again on 30th. It's Dr. Vijay Barve, and we'll be talking about butterflies. So thanks. I request Dr. Vartak Madam to stop the YouTube and we will end the session here. Thank you everyone. Thanks all for joining us today.
Sir, may I just want to give a comment that wonderful session, sir. Actually, I'm an environmentalist and I'm dealing with the microbiology as well as environmental laboratory in Sangli. And I have actually, developed, inoculated biochemical analysis I have done with the interest sake for T. viridi, Trichoderma viridi, and Aspergillus savamori, and Azotobacter, Rhizobium, PSB, all these things I have actually developed and created a compost out of it. And in the sugar and distillery industry, actually, I'm one of the coordinator approved by the ministry, and I'm coordinating. So yeast also we are using for the fermentation. So here I am seeing pollution level also, water pollution, one of the functional area expert I am. So everywhere I have seen your, presentation correlated and covered everything. So this session actually very interesting and very knowledgeable, and more interest I have been built up. Thank you so much for organizing this, and really I respect you all. Thank you, and namaskaram from my side.
Thank you, Nagjyoti Madam. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Thank you again.